This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, it is 6:53. Let's get you ready to take on your Tuesday here in the Morning Sprint.
Sydney Charles has new information about that car crash that killed 8 people near a Texas migrant shelter.
And Mark Peterson is talking about some potential rain showers today, then a big warm-up.
But first, let's get to Destiny Richards talking about 509 Day with some deals you can find to celebrate the area code.
Yeah, it is May 9th, 509. It's our area code, and it's all about celebrating Spokane today. The Downtown Spokane Partnership has a special deal going on with all sorts of downtown businesses where you can get $5.09 for something, or it's 509% off. You can go to our website, kxly.com, for a whole list of the participating businesses and the special deals you can only get today.
All right, Destiny, thank you so much. First alert weather, it is going to be clouds today. We're going to have shower and scattered thunder shower activity really starting around 10, 11 o'clock in the region and in Spokane about 11. Satellite and radar, it's busy. Yeah, we've got that low that just continues to churn, and it's going to be with us throughout today and into tomorrow morning. Highs today are going to be into the mid-60s for us, 64 into Coeur d'Alene. But if you need 70s, you're going to have to head west.
A unanimous decision aimed at stopping drug use in Spokane. Council members approved an emergency ordinance that makes the use and possession of illegal drugs a gross misdemeanor. Starting July 1st, when the current state law expires, all violations except possession of less than 40 grams of cannabis by a person under 21 would be punishable as a gross misdemeanor.
And before this measure, there was a 3-strike rule across the state. Officers had to refer anyone who was caught doing drugs to rehab services before they could make an arrest. Lawmakers in Olympia tried to pass a bill to address the issue, but it failed. That means it'll be up to individual municipalities to pass their own laws. And that could create confusion for law enforcement agencies. To prevent that, Governor Inslee is calling lawmakers back to Olympia for a special session to pass new drug laws. That session begins next week.
Well, the woman accused of hitting and killing 2 people while she was driving under the influence will be back in court today. Megan Skillingstad is accused of killing 2 people who were walking on the side of the road. The medical examiner has now released the name of the second victim as 33-year-old Katie McPheron. Her boyfriend, Desmond Miller, was also killed in the crash.
And the Brownsville, Texas man charged with crashing an SUV into a group of migrants has been identified. 34-year-old George Alvarez has been charged with 8 counts of manslaughter. And Alvarez had been in trouble with the law before. He'd been charged with aggravated assault, burglary, and driving while intoxicated. Authorities are still looking into whether the crash was intentional. Some victims had just left a migrant shelter, which is helping deal with the surge of migrants at the border as the Title 42 border restrictions expire.
You may be left waiting a little longer for police to respond to your calls. The Spokane Police Department says it's short more than a dozen positions, and in some cases it may take them longer to respond. SPD is looking to fill 19 vacancies. Some officers are going through some training right now. Others are either out on leave or on light duty. Chief Craig Meidel says he's focused on making the department a more attractive and competitive agency. SPD received a state grant. It ramped up its recruitment efforts in areas outside the state, hiring from a more diverse pool of candidates. Go to KXLY.com to find out how SPD is working to add more incentives for officers.
Next Tuesday, the Lakeland Joint School District in the Rathdrum area hopes voters approve 2 separate levies. If they fail, the district says it could lose things like sports and armed officers in schools.
Also next week, voters in Coeur d'Alene will decide the fate of hundreds of public school employees. The school district will once again try to pass its supplemental levy. The original levy failed in March, punching a $25 million hole in the district's budget, forcing the school board to declare a financial emergency, revealing that Ramsey, Dalton, Bora, and Bryan elementaries are on the short list of schools that could be shut down if it fails again.
In news around the Northwest now, today is day number 20 in the murder trial of Doomsday Mom Lori Daybell. Retired FBI agent Doug Hart resumed his testimony for the prosecution. He detailed numerous text messages uncovered on Valo Daybell's iCloud accounts that revealed details about extramarital affairs, her children, and discussions about death. In one text thread, Lori and her husband, Chad Daybell, discuss the percentage of life left in Tammy Daybell and JJ Valo, a number that went down over time. During cross-examination, defense lawyers tried to argue most of Valo's texts sounded fairly normal.
The latest attraction in Riverfront Park is open. The Stepwell sculpture is made up of 68 individual pieces of wood, engineered to fit together like a puzzle. Check it out for yourself. You can climb the steps. It's located near the Blue Bridge. We'll see you with weather after.